In our previous discussion, we started chemical properties of amines. In that, the first important property was the basic character of amines. The basic character of amines are explained on the basis of the lone pair of electron which is available on nitrogen. The lone pair of electrons is responsible for the basic character of amines. Therefore, conclusion is amines are Levy's bases. Amines are more basic than water. When we interact amines and the water, because amines are more basic due to the presence of electron donating group attached to the nitrogen, so the lone pair of electron is made easily available for the water. So water gives the proton or the nitrogen accepts the proton. So amines are proton acceptor and water is a proton donor. Therefore, water acts as an acid and amines acts as a base. Therefore, amines are more basic than water. And this we can calculate easily by applying the chemical equilibrium chapter, where we already learnt pKb value and the Kb value. Okay. But in general, all the three types of aliphatic amines are stronger bases than ammonia. So this was our conclusion yesterday. This was our topic of discussion in our previous session. Today we continue our discussion on the basic character of ammonia, or the basic strength of not ammonia, it is amines, please. Okay, so the basic strength of what? Amines. So with this, I once again welcome you all for today's session on properties of amines, part second, or amines properties are continued. Let us discuss or let us compare the basic character of amines. Basic character or the basic strength of aliphatic amines especially are explained on three grounds. Ground number one, plus I effect, plus inductive effect or positive inductive effect. Second is solvation effect. Third is steric effect. So on the three different grounds we explain the basic strength of aliphatic amines. So here I have taken example of primary amine and the ammonia. In both the cases, lone pair of electron is available for the proton. Okay, but here out of two, which one will accept easily? It is the amine. Why? Because amines are attached with what? Electron donating groups R. So they will give electron. So electron density becomes more on the nitrogen. Therefore, due to the increase in the density of electron on nitrogen, these two electrons are made easily available for the proton. So that means amines will give the lone pair of electron easily compared to ammonia. Okay, therefore amines are more basic than ammonia. This is the conclusion. Now, just now I told basic strength of amines are explained on three grounds. Okay, plus I effect, solution effect, and the steric effect. Okay, now one by one, in short, we'll discuss. First, we'll discuss what plus I effect, that is positive inductive effect. For this, we have to study the structure of all three types of amines: primary amine, secondary amine, and the tertiary amine. So, in the case of primary amine, only one alkyl group, secondary 2, tertiary 3. As the number of alkyl groups are increasing, that means we are increasing the more number of electron donating groups, because alkyl groups are electron donating nature. So when more the number of electron donating groups are there around the nitrogen, so more is the density of electron on the nitrogen, and more density is there on the nitrogen, so that lone pair of electron on nitrogen is made available easily. So in which case it is more electron donating groups, it is in the case of what? tertiary. So tertiary amines are more basic than the secondary than the primary. So on the basis of what? Positive inductive effect. What is the root? What is the order? The order is tertiary amines are more basic than secondary than primary. Now we'll discuss what? Solvation effect. What is the solvation effect? Solvent, solvation. Okay. The best solvent is what? Water. So when the water is used as solvent, that process is called what? Hydration. Solvation is a general word. Hydration is a particular word when we are using water as a solvent. Okay, rod. Now, what is solvation effect? Whenever amines are placed in solvent or especially in water, what happens is the question here. Okay, and that effect is called as what? Solvation effect. Basic strength depends on stability of a protonated amine. Okay, but that means what? Amines accept the proton given by the water. That is called solvation. Okay. Now, when the proton is given by the water, that time amines converts into what? Protonated amines. Okay. So, now in the case of what? Primary amine, we have three what? RNH2, two hydrogen. And in the case of secondary, we have only one hydrogen. And in the case of tertiary, we don't have any hydrogen. Okay. So that means that H is what? Very important for the solvation effect. Right. So more the number of H or larger the number of hydrogen atoms attached to the nitrogen atoms of the conjugate acid or protonated amine, more is the extent of hydration or solvation and greater is the stability of the conjugate acid or protonated amine, and consequently what happens? Consequently greater is the basic strength of the amine. So because we have the more number of hydrogen atoms in the case of primary amine, therefore according to the solvation effect, it is the primary amine is more basic than the secondary than the tertiary. Just now we have concluded what? Depends on the plus I effect. Tertiary was more basic than the secondary than the primary. Now according to the solvation effect, it is the primary is more basic than the secondary than the what? Tertiary. It is the reverse case. Now one more factor is there. No, I told. What is the factor? Steric effect. Bulkier group hinder the protonation of the amines, and the groups attached to the nitrogen are bulkier, bigger in size. That time protonation becomes difficult. Now in which case, in which amine more number of what ethyl or the methyl groups are attached to nitrogen, it is in the case of what? Tertiary. So tertiary amines are bulkier than the secondary than the primary. Okay. So that means what? We have more steric effect in the case of tertiary amine. Tertiary amine wants to go for the protonation, but it is the alkyl groups attached to the nitrogen, they are hindering. This is called what? This is called the like an obstacle for the protonation by the tertiary amine. So because of this effect, tertiary amines will not go for the what? Solvation or the protonated amines. So accordingly, then what is the order here? Order is primary amine is more basic than the secondary than the tertiary. See, on the three grounds we explained. Once again I am repeating. On the positive inductive effect, the order is tertiary is more basic than the secondary than the primary. Whereas according to the steric effect, it is what? Primary amine is more than the secondary than the tertiary. Okay. Whereas according to the solvation effect, it is primary more than the secondary than the tertiary. That means solvation and the steric will follow primary, secondary, tertiary route. Whereas positive inductive effect will follow what? Tertiary, secondary and the primary. But basic strength of amines is not explained only on the one ground. It is explained on all the three grounds. That means it is the combined effect of what? Solvation and what? Steric and the positive inductive effect. So when all the three are combined, if you see the order, no, secondary amine is always in between. Okay, it is moderate. See, it is consistent. See, when in the examination, a particular boy or a particular student, if he scores 80% in all the examination, one boy, one more student is there. In the first, he scores high marks. In the second, in the next examination, very low marks. In the third examination, again low marks. In the fourth examination, very high marks. So he is not consistent, though he is scoring high marks. But in some examination, he is scoring less marks. That means what? That means the one who maintains from the beginning to the end same performance. Okay, if you see his performance index or graphical representation, that student is taken as what? More consistent student in the examination wise or is the planning wise. Same thing happening in the case of amines also. So amine's basic strength is explained on the three grounds. So it is the combined effect of the three will give the different root, and that root is what? Secondary amine is more basic than the primary than the tertiary, because secondary amine was more consistent in all the three cases. That's why when the effect, all the three effects are combined, that time secondary amine will come out as the more consistent amine for the basic strength. Therefore, this route is followed. This has asked in the examination many times. Why we follow secondary, then the primary, then the tertiary in the case of basic strength of amines? It is because of what? All the three effects of what? Solvation, steric, and the positive inductive effect. So in this way, you have to explain for 3 marks, or if possible for the 5 marks by taking the example. So here are the examples. Till now I said what? Completely theory. Now with examples we can conclude. See here, primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine. More the number of hydrogen, more is the what? Solvation. See, decreasing order of extent of H bonding in water and order of stability of ions by solvation. So therefore, primary is more than secondary than tertiary. Okay. Same thing explained here. Okay. Now this is the final route. The order of basic strength in case of methyl substituted amines and ethyl substituted amines in aqueous solution is as follows. This is the final order calculated keeping in mind all the three effects. Okay. Now we compare aryl amines versus ammonia. Whether which is more basic, whether ammonia is more basic or aromatic amines are more basic. What is the conclusion? You see here, pKb value of aniline is quite high because in aniline or other aryl amines, the NH2 group is attached to where? Benzene ring. What is the nature of benzene ring? It is electron withdrawing nature. You see here. So the two electrons are withdrawn by the benzene ring and they are undergoing resonating structures. Okay. That means because benzene ring is withdrawing the electron, that means the availability of electron by the nitrogen is less. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is aromatic amines are less basic than ammonia. In ammonia, that withdrawal nature is not there. So easily that lone pair of electron on the nitrogen is given. Whereas in the case of aromatic amines, because of the electron withdrawing nature of the benzene ring and undergoing the stability due to the resonating structures, the lone pair of electron on nitrogen is not made easily available for the one who is in need. Therefore, they are less basic. So all these you have to give proper reason, okay, in the examination. So these are the 5 resonating structures of the aniline. That is the first member of aromatic amine or amino benzene according to the IUPAC. One more is what? One more is, on the other hand, anilinium ion obtained by accepting a proton can have only 2 resonating structures. That means, see, even after accepting the proton by the aniline, it undergoes resonance. But how many structures? Only 2 structures. More the number of resonating structure, more is stable. This we learnt in the chemical bonding of 11th class. But here, if you see aniline structure, there are 5. After accepting the proton by the aniline, becomes the anilinium ion, only 2 structures. That means after accepting the proton by the aniline, it is becoming unstable. That means, do you think that aniline will accept the proton? Will it go for the unstable compared to aniline itself? No. Therefore, because of all these reasons, aromatic amines are less basic than the ammonia. So all these you have to explain. So on the 2 grounds, okay, ground number 1, electron withdrawing nature of the benzene ring. Ground number 2, less the number of resonating structures after accepting the proton by the aromatic amines. The next property, alkylation of ammonia. So when the ammonia or the amines are alkylated, means what? Reacts with alkylide, we get all these products. First with ammonia, okay, addition product. So in the basic, amine is formed, okay. Now in the same way, here also primary amine is formed. So primary amine with alkylide, okay. So when one more carbon comes with nitrogen, it becomes a secondary. So primary becomes secondary, secondary becoming the tertiary. If tertiary is there, so now you see around the nitrogen there are 4 carbon. This is called as the special case quaternary ammonium salt. Okay, these are used as a starting material for many other organic compounds to prepare in the chemical industry. Okay, with this we learn the separate chapter known as industrial chemistry in the higher class. Time being, we will go for what only small examples. When the amines are alkylated, we go for the increase in the series. So primary to secondary, secondary to tertiary, tertiary to the quaternary ammonium salt. After alkylation, this is acylation. I told amines are highly reactive. Why? Because of what? That lone pair of electron on nitrogen plus the groups attached to the nitrogen. So that's why they are a reactive species. So just now we have seen the alkylation. Now this is acylation. So acyl group is what? CH3CO is called as acyl group. So this group is attached here. So you see the bonding. This bond will come and fall here and becomes the minus. This carbon becomes the plus, positive. So on the positive carbon of the acyl group, this lone pair of electron on the nitrogen will go and make a bond. So bond is between what? N and the C. You see here. This in this way you have to show in the examination. Okay, so on the N, it is the C will go and make a bond. This group, all these are as it is. See, these two hydrogen are taking this position. Why this position? It is giving place for the carbon to make a bond to the nitrogen. So that's why bond is between the nitrogen and the carbon of the acyl group, and the product is called as what? N-ethyl amide or N-ethyl ethanamide. In the same way, this will continue to react with once again, becomes what? N-diethyl ethanamide. In the same way, if you go for the benzene or the aniline, so with anhydrides, that comes with what? Acetanilide or amide. So this is what? N-phenyl ethanamide. All these are called as ethanamides. Now, if you fix the CH3CO, it is called as what? Acylation. And if you are fixing the C6H5CO, it is called as a benzylation. Depending upon which group you are fixing on the nitrogen, they are termed as acylation or the benzylation. Okay, right. Now, amide condensation. This reaction is very popular. This reaction is between what? Between amine and the carboxylic acid. When two reactives comes in contact with each other, they undergo condensation. So one small water molecule comes out as a byproduct. Whatever group is formed, that group is called what? Amide group. So from this NH2COOH, so H2O comes out. So NHCO linkage forms. This NHCO linkage is called as what? Amide linkage, or you might have heard in the biology, this is called as a peptide linkage. So peptide again undergoes reaction, becomes a dipeptide, di to tetra, tetra to octa, and the poly. And that polypeptide is what? It is nothing but protein that you are going to learn in the biology. Also in the chemistry, in one more chapter known as what? Biomolecules. So whenever amines and the carboxylic acids react with each other, we get a amide or the peptide linkage, and that peptide, if repeats, it becomes the protein. So proteins are what? Proteins are nothing but polypeptides. One more reaction of primary of amines, carbylamine reaction. So aliphatic and the aromatic primary amines, they give this reaction, because for this reaction we want both hydrogen. Okay, that's why this reaction is given by only aliphatic and the aromatic, but not by the secondary and the tertiary. So because of this reason, this carbylamine reaction is used to distinguish between aliphatic aromatic and secondary and tertiary. Aliphatic aromatic primary will give positive test, whereas secondary and tertiary will give negative test because of what? Lesser the number of hydrogen available. You please see the reaction. RNH2, okay, CHCl3, 3KOH, alcoholic KOH. This 3K, this 3Cl becomes what? 3KCl. Okay. Now RNC linkage. This is called what? Isocyanide linkage. RNC. So this H2 and this one H, 3H with 3OH becomes what? 3 water molecules. So 3 water molecules from 3OH and 3H here. Okay. And the 3KCl from the 3K and 3Cl. And both, I told you, both hydrogen of the nitrogen is made available or used here. That's why only primary amine will give this reaction. Okay, right. In the case of aniline also, there are 2 hydrogen, so both are made used. And why it is called as carbalamine? This is the C. Earlier it was amine. Now carbon made a bond here. So this is called what? Carbalamine is a common name. If you go according to IUPAC name, it is called as the isocyanide linkage. Cyanide is what? CN. Isocyanide NC. Okay, depend upon the attachment. It is called cyanide and the isocyanide. So why this is more popular? This reaction is there, no? This reaction where we get a carbalamine. This has got a very foul smell. So easily we can identify in the laboratory. So on a odor ground, unpleasant ground, we can easily identify when the foul smell forms in the test tube. Okay, that indicates it is aliphatic primary amine or aromatic primary amine. Afterwards, you differentiate between the aliphatic aromatic by some other ground. But in the beginning only, to differentiate between the secondary, primary, tertiary, aromatic, secondary, tertiary, this is the best reaction known as what? Carbyl amine reaction. It is 100-star example. Many times it has asked in the examination. Okay, right. Here, conclusion part. Primary amine, when warmed with chloroform and alcoholic KOH, gives isocyanide, also known as carbalamine, common name. This is called carbalamine reaction or carbalamine test. Carbalamine has an offensive smell, foul smell. So this reaction is answered only by primary amine, and hence it is used to distinguish primary amine from other classes of amines. Very, very important from exam point. Now one more test is there to distinguish between the primary, secondary and the tertiary amine. That test is called what? Reaction of amines with nitrous acid. Nitrous acid is what? HNO2. HNO3 is nitric. HNO2 is nitrous. So HNO2 is highly unstable. It is not stored in the laboratory. It is highly unstable. It will escape or it will decompose. Therefore, whenever we want HNO2 for the reaction, it is on the spot prepared and made use. It is not like HNO3 which is stored in the bottles. So HNO3 is stable. We can store it. Whereas HNO2 is highly unstable due to the bonding nature of the NO. That's why it is not available in the laboratory. It is made on the spot. How it is made? It is made by the action of NaNO2 on HCl. So both you take and prepare HNO2, then you directly use the HNO2 for the amines to differentiate between primary, secondary and tertiary. How it is done? This here. Primary amine with HNO2 will give what? Nitrogen gas. First this is intermediate or the salt, then it undergoes a change, gives the nitrogen gas. That means whenever nitrogen gas evolves, it is primary amine. Okay, right. And if it is secondary amine, what will you get? We will get N-nitroso, NN-dimethylamine. It is oily. Okay, looks like an oil, sticky. So then you can conclude if there is no nitrogen evolution, only oil forms, oil type structure, then it is secondary amine. Whereas in the case of tertiary amine, whatever product is formed, first of all, no reaction. Whatever forms, it is easily soluble in the water. Okay, so all these are properties with the nitrous acid. Therefore, nitrous acid is used to distinguish between the primary, secondary and the tertiary. So this is second test. Test number 1 was what? Carbalamine test. Test number 2 is what? Nitrous acid test. One more test is there. There are 3 tests we do in the laboratory to distinguish between the primary, secondary and the tertiary. So already we learnt 2. Now one more is what? Hinsberg test. This is done by Hinsberg, once again from Germany, German scientist. and that's why his name is kept. And this is called what? Hinsberg reaction or Hinsberg reagent, Hinsberg test. What is Hinsberg reagent? It is nothing but what? Benzene sulfonyl chloride. So he has made use benzene sulfonyl chloride, and that is reaction different way with different amines. That's why this reaction is used to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary. So he is the one who has done this work, so his name is kept. This is benzene sulfonyl chloride. Okay, so this is what? This is amines with benzene sulfonyl chloride or amines with Hinsberg reagent. That's why this is called as Hinsberg test. See here, Hinsberg test with primary amine. Okay, which gives soluble base, whereas with secondary amine, okay, it gives insoluble. Whereas tertiary, first of all, no reaction, but with acid it gives soluble salt. Once again, to distinguish between the three types of amines, we use third test, that is what? Hinsberg. Among all the three, the most important test is what? Hinsberg test. Okay, right. Now, let us study electrophilic reactions of water, aromatic amines, where there is a benzene ring, there is a ES reaction. Now we have to see which group is there on the benzene ring. Here NH2 group is there on the benzene ring, and benzene ring is what? Electron withdrawing. So the lone pair of electron on the benzene ring is made available to the benzene nucleus, thereby undergoing the resonating structures. So because of this structures, we get what? Positive charge on the ortho and the para. Therefore, we expect ortho para products, but not the meta. Therefore, aromatic amines are ortho and para directive towards ES reaction. Accordingly, we got this reaction. Okay. So only limited amount, either ortho or the para dominates due to structure part. If excess amount is taken, both ortho are packed with one bromo. So it is called tribromoaniline halogenation reaction. Ortho para expected. Nitration, ortho para expected. But here, meta also forms. What I said just now, aniline group is ortho para directing. But why here it is meta forms? Kindly think. So in the case of aniline or in the case of aromatic amine, when we carry out nitration in the presence of two strong acid, here what happens? Because of the lone pair of electron available on the nitrogen, immediately nitrogen will accept the proton by the acid and converts into what? Anilinium ion. And this anilinium ion is highly meta directing. So because of this reason, in the case of nitration only, meta also expected. In all other reactions, only ortho para are expected. Only in the case of nitration, because of the protonation of the NH2 and due to the anilinium ion which is meta directing, we expect meta product also. You see here 47% is formed. Okay, almost close to the para product. So therefore, if you don't want the meta, there is one more method, one more route is there. So by deactivating the NH2 group, we carry out the reaction. Thereby, we get only ortho and the para, but not the meta. That we will discuss afterwards. Okay, right. Sulfonation. Okay. So this is called what? Benzene, para amino benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, para expected. Among the ortho is the minor, para is the major. Okay, so para amino benzene sulfonic acid. See, this structure is a special structure. What happens here? Here, this nitrogen has got lone pair of electron. Okay, and this is highly acidic. So internally, what they do? This proton goes and makes a bond with N here. Okay, and converts into what? This structure. This is what make it NH3. So this is losing the proton. Okay, so it becomes a minus because the electrons are taken by the O and H plus will go. Because it is accepting the H plus becoming plus. So this is NH3 plus, this is SO3 minus. Again they keep changing. So it is difficult to isolate. So whenever two active groups are there, this will keep happening. And this is called what? This is called Zwitter ion. Sometimes for 1 mark we will ask what is Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion is what? It is when the amino benzene or aniline undergoes sulfonation, we get para amino benzene sulfuric acid, due to the two reactive groups, internally acidic group will give the proton to the basic group, thereby it converts into what? Dipolar ion, which is also known as what? Zwitter ion. Okay, right. But Friedel-Crafts reactions are not shown by the aniline. Why? Because in the Friedel-Crafts reaction, we use one electron deficient AlCl3 or FeCl3. So that will make a bond with what? Aniline, and they become salt. Okay. So therefore, this will hinder the reaction. That's why Friedel-Crafts reactions are not given by the aniline. So I think we studied a lot. Okay, my dear students. Right. Now, for you, one caption is here. Before the caption, I told you, no, if you, what we studied in nitration, in the nitration, we expect only ortho and the para due to aniline. But meta also is formed. Why? Because of what? The anilinium ion which is formed meta directing. But how to control that one? For this, what you have to do? You should go for acetic anhydride. That means by using acetic anhydride, you are converting the NH2 into what? NHCOCH3. Thereby, this electron is under control. Right? That time, what happens here? Para nitro acetic anhydride is formed. Right? And this will convert into what? Para nitro aniline. Only see, only para is formed. Ortho para forms. Ortho is the minor. So I have shown here only para. So if you want only para, kindly protect this group. Okay. This is highly reactive. So what is our duty? Our duty is NH2 group should not undergo protonation. Okay. So for this, use this one, so that this will make a bond with NH2, and the electron is not made available for the proton given by the acid, so that aniline will convert into anilinium ion. So if the aniline is not converting into anilinium ion, then we expect the para. Otherwise, we expect the meta also. So these all we follow the routes in the chemistry, depend upon the chemical atmosphere on the ring or on the special structure, we carry out some reactions. So here, if we don't protect the amine group on the benzene, we expect, once again I am repeating, ortho, para and all the three meta also. If you protect the NH2 group, if you are not allowing the NH2 to become to NH3 plus, then we expect only para. So depend, choice is yours. So which type of products you want, you follow the route. Okay, right. So this is a caption for you. A goal without a plan is just a wish. That's why you have to plan. So one more caption for this, what? Plan the work and work the plan. Okay. Okay, my dear students. So we will wind up a long session. We have studied almost all the properties of amines. Only one part is left. That is the last part of the amine chapter discussed in our next session. Till then, have a nice time and thank you, my dear students.